I'm Valerie Knox from Black Cat Attack and the Anti-Queens, and you're listening to the Punk Rock Dadcast.
The date today? Oh, it's today is June 19th. This is season 2, episode 13. We have the usual suspects. I'm Johnny Zero, and Sheener Macaulay joins us hailing from Oshawa, Ontario. Welcome to the Punk Rock Dadcast. We are not exclusive to dads, moms, or those who can or cannot procreate or choose not to. We are just two dads who love punk. We're here to talk about punk. Local, unlocal, old, new, large, and small. No rules, no holds barred. Being a punk show, listener discretion is fucking advised. Thank you for wasting your time with us. Thank you to Threads of Society for our merch. Email us at punkrockdadcast@gmail.com. We may or may not get back to you.
But I will. I know, I missed it the first time.
It's a great intro. It's a perfect intro.
We try to be, inclusive.
Right. Yeah. I like that. The message is essentially we're inclusive, and if you don't like that, fuck you.
You're excluded.
So welcome. We got Cross Dog on our show this week.
Get the whole band. We're all here.
Tracy, Mark, and Mikey
Mm-hmm.
from Peterborough. Fuck yeah. So congratulations on your new album and the signing of Stomp Records.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
That must be so fucking exciting to you guys.
It is.
Absolutely. It was super exciting in 2022 when we actually signed the contract.
Oh yeah, this is all top secret, right?
Yeah. So we kept it a secret for a year and a bit because it was late 2022. It was basically 2023 when we signed. It was like December. But yeah, we've had to keep it a secret for quite a while, and it's been tough. Also, I think we were really bad at keeping that secret.
Yeah.
No fault of our own, too. Like, Stomp kept having us on Stomp, shows.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the Stomp birthday party and the Stomp showcase at Canadian Music Week and, all these things. So it was, not really... It was, the worst kept secret of all time.
Right.
Just for our listeners who don't necessarily know you individually by name, can we get an introduction?
Mm-hmm. Sure. My name is Mark. I'm the one without the shirt.
And the one with the Northern Ontario accent.
I'm Mikey. I play drums.
And I'm Tracy. I'm the vocalist. And Mark, the one with no shirt. I don't know. Is this a video podcast?
Not normally, but it always could be.
Maybe it is now.
Anyway,
now that I'm showing skin.
He's the bass player. I'm the vocalist.
Yeah, right on. So, keeping it a secret. I mean, you guys mentioned that that's something that Stomp kind of always does.
Yeah, I think it was just because, they like to do a rollout in a way that benefits the most attention they can have on their label, right? So if they announce us when we signed, then it's by the way, this band isn't actually releasing anything for another year. It's just kind of it probably didn't feel like the proper rollout.
Right.
What happened then was, they announced us as a band, and then they can put out our next music video the next week, and then the next video, et cetera, et cetera. So I guess that's the reason behind the secret, really.
Now, did they kind of pick that single, or did you guys as a music video enemy?
So we had 3 releases before the album came out. And it was a bit of a dialogue, a little bit of a back and forth. We had a good sense of what we thought would make the 3 singles, and we were pretty much in alignment with them, but they were kind of it's your record, but they obviously have thoughts and experience on, what would work best. And also just in terms of, I don't know, from the marketing perspective and the PR perspective, what would be the best to pitch to Spotify playlists or whatever it is that they're to do to help us get more eyes on us. They have a sense of what maybe would work best. So they have a very strong opinion in that regard. But I think we were all really aligned with what the 3 were going to be.
Yeah.
There was maybe one that was interchangeable that we were maybe this one.
And was that
Kill
see,
This, I think. Was
yeah.
maybe gonna come into the fold at some
right,
point. but
okay,
it
I'm
didn't.
getting it mixed up. I thought maybe that was the last one that they wanted or something, but maybe that was for Jane Roe.
So it was a toss up between on the record we have a song called Enemy, which is the one we did that video for that you're referring to.
Yeah.
And, there's a shorter song called Kill This, just a kind of a quick punk rock kind of thing. And originally they wanted Kill This over Enemy because of the algorithm.
Y'all got it wrong, guys. I think it was supposed to be. I think it was maybe going to be Hard Feelings, Kill This, Jane Roe.
Okay. Oh,
That's right. Yes.
Okay, I have the order wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But when I say Kill This over Enemy, that was still correct.
Oh, I see.
So they wanted Kill This instead of Enemy because Enemy, although it does seem like a good single with the melodic kind of chorus and stuff, they thought the algorithm wouldn't favor it because of its length. They wanted a shorter song. I don't know shit. I mean, none of us really know that much about the algorithm. But
The almighty algorithm.
Yeah. But anyways, all that to say, they ended up going with Enemy, and we're glad that they did.
Yeah.
Did I catch you guys on Faction?
Oh, I hope so.
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
I was on there. Were we?
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think I have a picture of it.
We wouldn't even know because like we don't have
Yeah,
satellite
I'm
radio.
pretty sure. Actually, yeah.
I mean,
I'll
okay.
have to.
No, but there's no way we would know, I don't think. It would just happen. But I know that it's possible because there was like, I think we reached out to them because like our friends in the Anti-Queens, they had kind of talked to us about that. And I know that like their single Crusade that I'm on is on Faction.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And so there might have been some. So that's exciting if we were.
Yeah, for sure.
It wouldn't be the
I
weirdest thing.
definitely caught them on Faction.
Yeah, they're on quite a bit, I think. Yeah.
I know I've
Yeah.
had you guys on 94.9 The Rock many times. I always call in and make sure you're played.
Oh, thank you.
Nice. Thank you.
With Ed the Sock, who we've had on our show.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's really
Wait,
cool.
are you saying that Ed the Sock knows who we are?
Now he does, yeah.
Yeah.
And he will again tonight when I call him.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, so I when I listened to the album front to back, Enemy really stuck out the most to me. Hard Feelings for sure. Enemy right into Chokehold. That flow
5-6, yeah.
it was perfect. I loved it. Absolutely loved the two songs put together like that.
Oh,
So
thank
those were my three right there. But yeah, I'm glad you picked Enemy for the video. The video is really well done. I wanted to ask about the concept and the ideas behind it.
Tracy edited that video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. That means a lot that you said that. Thank you.
Who shot it?
So that was kind of like there were a couple people involved in that. So like the live footage, that's kind of like the red live footage that was filmed at Pooza Fest.
By Michael
Krusty from the Anti-Queens. And then the other performance footage was filmed here in town, and that was obviously not like live to an audience, but that was filmed by Peter Miller, who did our first two videos for the album. So he also filmed Jane Roe, and he filmed Hard Feelings as well.
Cool.
Happy birthday to Mike. He just turned 44. I think it was yesterday.
I was just gonna say that because I'm right behind him.
Yeah, so then we and then the rest of the stuff for Enemy was just like our footage, and a lot of it was from like our weekend at Pooza Fest. Like we had two different video concepts before that we were planning on filming one of, and then we honestly had so much fun at Pooza, and we were like, let's just show like who we are, because like the other two videos were so different. There was like one that was really serious, there was one that was like story and like funny, and we just wanted to kind of show what we do, which is like play live, hang out with friends, have fun in like the scene that we're a part of. And so that was kind of what we ended up doing.
Definitely. I mean, I was watching the little pre-making of the video shoot, I guess, on your Instagram. That's where I found out Mark made best friends with Satan. I think it was Mark.
Hard Feelings.
Yeah.
Hard Feelings. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good video because I was gonna ask you guys what you guys do for fun, but now I clearly know.
Yeah. We just go with Satan. Yeah.
Like you guys sound like you guys have so much fun, and it looks like you guys have so much fun just doing shit all the time. So I mean, plans for a tour, you must have wild trips when you guys go out.
We've got we it's been a while since we did an extended tour. Just the way world has been within the last few years, it's been tough to kind of like do anything extended.
For sure.
But now with this album out and everything, we're gonna be doing a West Coast, like a Western Canadian tour in the fall.
Nice.
And, that'll take us about 3.5 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
And we're going out with a band called Family Man, and the dates will be up pretty soon.
Cool. Awesome. Look forward to seeing those.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
definitely, I think that I mean, we've been a band since 2013. And I think the thing that holds the glue of the band is that we just are we're not a band, and no shade to any bands that haven't been as lucky as us. But we're not really a band that's ever had members change. It's literally just been the three of us because we are just, we're lucky and we're best friends and we just have fun together. That's what we do. When we're not doing
That makes
band
for good
stuff,
chemistry.
yeah,
Big-
when we're not doing band stuff, we're still hanging out. We just came from Mikey's house earlier, having happy hour together.
Nice.
That's just what we do.
So have you guys ever thought about, or maybe have you practiced or done anything with a guitarist? Have you thrown no?
No,
Never.
not in this band.
Never.
The idea from the start for this band was the music would be made up from bass and drums and a little bit of synthesizer and vocals. Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, what I should say is the idea has been fuck guitar.
Yeah.
So we won't know this band. It's never been part of the intention. So no. But I mean, having said that, we get people coming up to us all the time wanting to play guitar in our band.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? I like your answer. I do. I like staying as that trio and fuck the guitar, like you said, but
Yeah.
just keeping that sound though. I mean,
Yeah.
for sure, absolutely. I think that's super cool.
Yeah. And I was
I
gonna
mean,
say,
it sounds a lot like you guys have guitar because of how the bass is.
yes. Yeah. Which is,
Is
I was
that
gonna say, it wasn't
intentional?
so much as of a fuck guitar. It was just, it wasn't necessary. And we
Yeah.
we jammed together and we're like, this rules. It doesn't really
Yeah.
need that at all. It just,
So how do you get that effect? Is that
Sorry?
an octaver? How do you get that effect?
Oh shit! Are you a gear guy? Because
Yeah.
I could go for
If you actually manage to come down to where we normally do the podcast,
yeah.
we wouldn't have started yet because we'd have been talking about all the fucking gear down there.
Oh shit! Okay,
Nice.
awesome. Well, that's up my
Next
alley.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, so I could go on about it, but the short answer is I had to put myself in a lot of debt.
Yeah.
Because our band wouldn't sound the way it did if it weren't for the fact that I hoard gear. I run through 4 different amps at a time, and I have 2 full giant pedal boards. Not everything is completely necessary for everything we do, but
Yeah.
playing through multiple amps, that is kind of the ticket, because that way I get my
Yeah.
guitar frequencies and my bass frequencies, and it
Yeah.
sounds like a full band.
And you switch, so you're not sometimes we can still, and that's why people often think we have a guitar player, is because sometimes you're just hearing that traditional bass sound, right? And he's playing a bass line, and then all of a sudden you hear something else come in that sounds like guitar, but it's just him
Right.
switching in the different lines. So he could play just guitar, he played just bass, or both, and kind of do whatever live. So
And that's, I mean, that whole idea is just dynamics, right? It's nothing original. The Pixies did it, Nirvana did it, quiet, loud. It just helps a song be better, right? If it was just one sound all the time, you'd get ear fatigue and it would be boring. So
Do you draw any inspiration from bands of the similar format, like Death from Above 1979 or anything like that? Or I mean, I know your content is completely different, obviously, but
right.
in terms of tone or setup or anything like that, is it I mean, do you listen to those bands?
Okay, so we actually did an interview recently where a similar question was asked. And so I suppose my answer is Death from Above, Royal Blood, those guys proved that it could happen, right? Before Death from Above, it was Lightning Bolt. And these bands sort of put the bass and drum thing on the map. And
Yeah.
so all three of us were aware of those bands before starting this band.
Right.
We
The
knew
2 up
that-
or 3 up type of setup kind of thing.
Exactly. So we were aware that it could happen, which is great. And so in that way, I would say that's an influence. But musically speaking, absolutely not at all.
Yeah. Logistically, there's a shorthand, I'm sure, between the 3 of you, because you don't have that extra element that you have to appease necessarily. It's it's like 4 on the floor.
Yeah.
Direct drive.
Like their language and like the way that they communicate when we're jamming is like it's so like fun to be a part of because it's just like you're locked in and like you don't have that extra person and they always seem to be kind of on the same page about whatever it is that we're writing anyway. So there's like very few like ego battles or anything like that ever seem to happen.
Yeah.
Do you have any of the musical input yourself, Tracy, or like, hey, give me a little bit more of this or a little bit less of that?
They lock me in the closet and don't let me have an opinion.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's not true. We all 3 of us contribute ideas. Sometimes the language is different. Sometimes I will play a riff. Sometimes Mikey will hum a riff or play a drum beat. And sometimes Tracy will have like a vibe idea or something, right?
Right.
But
however you get there, it ends up, at the same finish line, I guess.
That's right. Yeah, the band sounds the way it does because the 3 of us contribute.
Yeah.
I mean, the sound is relatively unchanged since that 2013 start. You guys have had how many albums come out now?
This one's our 4th. Our newest one's our 4th.
Fourth.
I mean, unless we re-recorded our first one, but that doesn't really count.
Yeah,
so
that just gave us something to do during the pandemic.
Yeah. So
yeah,
four in total. Yeah, and I think you're right. I mean, the members have stayed the same, and the influences have mostly stayed the same. So the music is going to reflect that. But I like to think that we've kind of progressed.
Well, there's an evolution.
Yeah.
But I think that like the heart of what we do is kind of the same. Like, we kind of we're a little. I like to hear that there's like through threads that are consistent because I wouldn't want to just like become a new band for the sake of like our own personal interest. I like that there's consistency there. But I do, we've talked about that before. Like, I feel like every album as we go, like you can hear where there's like those connection songs that like really tie like the album previous. And then when you go to like the next one, it's like, oh yeah, I hear how like now Hollow connects to Vigilante and like I can hear like where the crossover songs are from Hollow into like All Hard Feelings. Like I definitely can hear that like blend. But if you then were to just take All Hard Feelings and compare it to our first album, like from 11 years ago, there would maybe be one song that feels connected, if you start to get a lot further removed.
Yeah. I think we all just kind of got a little better at what we do too.
For sure.
I feel like the first one too, this might even before Tracy, you were like in the band, but I remember us saying like, we were listening to a lot of Off.
Like before we were a band.
Before we were a band. Yeah, sorry. Like jamming upstairs and just being like, let's just write like 30-second songs that are just like fast and loose and that's fun.
That's true.
So that was a bit more like we had something in mind for that, but then it
That's true. Yeah. We had a huge Off influence at the beginning. Off, Black Flag, that kind of thing. And I think, we've kind of grown past that, but you're right. The initial kind of idea was like fast and dirty.
Yeah.
Cool.
Four on the floor.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Johnny.
Yeah.
So what's next for you guys?
Like, how do you mean?
You have I thought I saw
taking my son to a monster truck thing soon.
We got a dad in the band.
Are you going to the Lindsay one?
It's Peterborough.
I think I'm taking my son to the Lindsay one.
Oh, nice. Right on.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, wait. So while
When's that?
Sons, before we talk about what we're doing next.
Yeah.
So dads, we got 3 dads in the room here. How old are everybody's kids?
Mine's 5-year-old boy.
Mine are 7, and the second one will be 5 next week.
Oh wow, nice.
And
my son's 7.
Ozzy 7. That's so cute. So like 2 7-year-olds, 2 5-year-olds.
They could be hanging.
Yeah,
together right now.
All your kids could start a band.
That's true.
My
yeah.
my
Oh my
son
God, yeah.
my son was the 2-year-old. I think I sent a video screaming
Oh yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
your
We, to be
Oh
fair,
yeah, he
though,
loves Cross Dog.
yeah,
to be
yeah.
fair, weirdly, we do get videos of kids liking us.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
not often, but often enough that it
Every
happens.
time he always wanted to put that record on.
Oh, that's
so
great.
nice.
Yeah, yeah.
In the Hard Feelings video, my son's the one that's shooting me with the gun.
Oh, no, cool.
Yeah,
That's
little
cool.
kid.
That's super cool. No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah,
Yep.
and he's wearing a shirt that says Cross Dog Sucks. And to be fair, like he
be fair.
requested that. Like he was like, Mom, make me a shirt that says Cross Dog Sucks because I need the world to know my truth.
Well,
So-
it works if he's shooting guns at you.
Yeah.
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 He dates us.
Just
kidding.
So sorry, Tracy, that's your 2 kids?
No.
Oh.
My son.
Oh, gotcha.
You were repulsed.
No, I am like
No.
I love Ozzy.
No.
Love Ozzy, but that is not my way. That is not
So-
my path.
Got you.
So what next is what I meant by that is like, what are you guys doing in the next couple weeks? Are you
Yeah.
just taking the time off to enjoy summer before your tour kicks off?
So we had a tour scheduled this month that we had to drop out of. I don't know if you like read anything on our social media pages or anything, but we were supposed to tour with a band that had conflicting values to ours.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to go for about a week towards the end of June.
Because it's already on social media, why don't you elaborate?
Okay, well, we don't need to bring the band's name into it because
Sure.
honestly, like they've been nice. Everything was amicable and
Yeah,
fine. We
yeah,
just
yeah.
didn't want to do it, right? Once we found out like this conflict. So like we don't need to really probably drop the name again, but
No, we won't drop the name, but
Can we learn about the conflict?
yeah.
Yep.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was a pro-life versus pro-choice kind of situation. And when I say pro-life,
Ah,
I should be
yes.
saying anti-choice. Anti-choice.
I know from your content that you guys are very pro-choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. So it was an anti-choice band versus a pro-choice band, and we just decided, politely and without violence, that we shouldn't tour together.
Yeah.
And so we dropped off of that tour, and so that ended up leaving us with June with like not much. So unfortunately, we're kind of in a bit of a lull right now. But the next stuff we'll be doing will be like weekend shows in August, and then like I mentioned earlier, we'll be out in the fall doing like a full-blown Western tour of Canada.
Yeah. We're basically
How's
like
that work?
we're
How's that
trying to make sure that we
logistically
have
work with those
shows.
of you who have kids? Sorry.
Oh no, sorry. I was just gonna say, all of the places, all the markets that like we had those shows, like we're trying to make sure that we have something before the end of the summer. But just because of the timing of everything, it was, just it kind of pushed things off by like 2 months because you have to book in advance. So yeah, that's all.
I was
You-
asking
you
how
have
logistically your touring works out with those of you who have kids.
So only Mikey has a kid.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't really crossed that path yet, but I mean, thankfully I have my wife who's super supportive. My son's
supportive.
old enough now too to kind of understand what's going on with what I'm doing, and is super stoked on everything. Thankfully, we have FaceTime and all that kind of stuff too, which will be helpful for probably me more than him. He's probably not even gonna give a shit that I'm gone, to be honest. But it's we'll see how it goes. I'm not too worried about it, to be honest.
Up to this point though, like when we're gone for like several days at a time, he's fine.
Oh yeah. It's no big
Harder on you,
deal. It's
probably.
probably harder.
It's always if the mom's gone for a couple days, that's when shit hits the fan.
Sure. Oh yeah, for sure. He'd give a fuck for like.
Same here.
But yeah, I mean, but there's talk too, even with the West Coast tour. Like my wife was talking about coming out and visiting us at some point. I have a lot of family out west too, which is great.
Very cool.
So there's going to be a lot of connections there, and maybe Ozzy will come. Who knows? But yeah, I know I'm going for it. This is like my dream, and with my best friends doing this, and I can't fucking sleep on it.
And like what a good example to set for your kid too, right? Like I know that it's like a little hard, and I'm not a parent, so I don't know, but But I feel like growing up to like, I don't know, to be a child and then like when you're older to grow up and know that your parent was like setting that example of just like doing what you love and like, I don't know. I feel like that's like going to be one of those things that really has a positive impact on him.
Absolutely, for sure.
He's 7, he can understand it too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He's also into like a lot of rad shit. Like, I mean, he loves the Butthole Surfers and White Zombie and things like that. So he's
starting to get his own opinion on stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see.
My kids unfortunately haven't really gravitated towards the dark side, but they take a lot of influence from their mother musically.
He is a chip off the old block.
What is she? What is she into? What does she listen to?
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It's funny though, because one of the things that attracted her to me was that I am in a band.
Listen, whatever. We're not going to talk about Taylor Swift on this podcast. But I am not a hater of Taylor Swift. She's problematic. I have opinions, but I also have a record of hers sitting right over there. So like, she's a very, whatever. We're not going to talk about her. I'm not gonna like fire shots at your wife over Taylor Swift is all I'm saying.
It's okay, I do it all the time.
I was gonna say, yeah. Why not?
I gotta bring your record up here because in this trailer I actually have a record player.
Oh, wicked!
Oh, cool,
nice.
Yeah,
that's sick.
It's very fun. Shane knows all about what it's like to come up to the trailer. I need like 4 straight hours of like computer work tomorrow, so I just fucked off tonight. Because I'm like, yeah, if I wake up and have to get the kids to school and take 14 phone calls, like I need my peace.
That's so nice. So you're just there by yourself for the evening just to have like a chill night and be able to work on your own. That's nice.
Yeah. We have the shittiest boat in the world. I got it for like $900 last year and I made my brother fix it. And right before the podcast, I went out just for a little tour. Just to go and relax. Like I got up here, I cooked a fucking hot dog, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna set up the podcast. I brought all this shit.
Hey!
Nice. But I forgot the fucking headphones. So everything's useless because it goes into the interface.
Oh,
So now I'm just on the laptop now. Fucking I was like, oh yeah, I got the mic, I got the fucking boom stand, I got everything. I got and the interface, and then fuck, no headphones. Oh well.
Next time.
Dude.
I was just thinking that because we actually have like a different setup, but for whatever reason we're set up just like on the computer, but like we're not set up like on our mics and stuff because Mark has like a interface and everything in the office, but we just like are sitting here, so we're kind of doing the same thing as you, even though we don't really have to.
Yeah, you guys sound great though. You guys sound all right.
Yeah. Shane, this is the first remote, unattended podcast that you've done with me. This is you're getting your independence here, buddy.
Yeah, no kidding, eh?
Wow.
Because we usually do this in my basement.
Well, except for the time I was except for the episode I was in rehab, I did one.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. But we had
that was just just you and me though.
Sorry, Tracy.
Oh no, I was just saying. So you were remote for that?
Yeah, but we didn't have a guest.
Yeah. Oh, so, I see.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Your rehab was actually closer to my house than your house was.
Yeah, I know.
How long have you guys been doing the podcast for?
I guess it's been about 2 years now.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah, cool, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
This is
break or
like the 42nd episode or something. We try to do them bi-weekly now because life just kind of got a little bit too busy, but we were hot and heavy at the very beginning. We did I don't know, like 26 episodes weekly in a row when we first got started, and then like we took a good break for I don't know 3-4 months, and then got the guest list back up, and just winters and kids and life and trailers and motorcycles and boats and fucking rehabs and licenses and all the shit that gets in the way.
Yeah.
But we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah. And now I'm booking too fast.
Oh, are you? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we have another one tomorrow night.
Yeah, I know. That's what I
Calendar's
mean.
filled up. But you know what? The beauty of that is that then you can like space things out. If you get a little bit ahead, you can take a couple weeks off. You don't have to feel like any kind of way
I
about it.
could. I know. I get excited though.
Who are you talking?
Since
Who are you guys
since
talking
Shane got
about?
sober, he's
Tomorrow
he's
we
been
have.
doing.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Tomorrow we have the Downway from Calgary.
Oh, okay, cool, man. Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
I
don't-
We had
gonna fight them
Shane
when we
from
go to Calgary.
Silverstein on 2 weeks ago.
You had Silverstein on. Yeah, how was that chat? That must
Yeah.
have been really interesting.
Super awesome.
That was good.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
awesome. He's a really nice guy. I've known him for 20 years, so
Here's a fact for you. So when we recorded the album, one of the guitar sounds that you're hearing is through an orange rock reverb owned by the guitar player, one of the guitar players from Silverstein.
oh yeah, cool.
cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Scott had a couple of his amps in his studio just on loan, and I used them.
Oh, nice. Nice.
And they sounded great. So yeah, kudos to that dude.
Awesome.
But that's a guitar amp, isn't it? So you're running the bass through the guitar amp?
Yeah, dude, let me go through this again for you. So
Okay, so
so
you use
Let me put my
that's right.
shirt
So
on
you
and
use
tell
a
ya.
guitar amp and a bass amp. Yeah.
I play through.
half hours.
I play through. So what you hear in our band is a guitar sound and a bass sound, right?
Right.
So if you look at Silverstein, they have two guitar players and a bass player.
Yeah.
What we do, or what I do, is I play, instead of having those members, I play through bass amp and two guitar amps, and I paint and everything so you get a stereo effect.
Yes.
So the guitar sound that you hear is a bass running through a guitar amp or two guitar amps.
Have you ever blown anything like that?
It's a myth, dude. You're gonna find a bunch of wankers online who will be like, "You can't play bass through guitar." That's such a
Oh,
fucking
I was gonna say
that is such a goddamn myth.
Still
And
gear
bass
problems.
player nerds love saying that to bass players who want to have some guitar-y attacky sound because they're they want to play with their fingers. They want to be in the background. Fuck those fucking guys. No.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Tommy Iommi used to play strictly through a bass amp.
I believe it, man. I believe it.
Yeah.
Because you know what? There's no rules, man. There's no rules.
No.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like I can tell you three bass players right now who play through guitar amps. One, the bass player from Red Fang. He plays through a guitar cab, an orange 412 guitar cab. Two,
cool.
bass player from No Means No. You guys know No Means No?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Guitar amp bass.
I saw them in Victoria.
Are you? Oh, Tracy's getting embarrassed by
No,
me.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
Okay.
She's off to
So
the side.
intense and loud.
Anyways,
She's taking a quick nap.
when I was trying to develop this sound, I went online and I was like, "Isn't a bass bad for guitar amp?" And like, there's all these fucking nerds who will tell you like, "You can't do that." They're so full of shit. They don't know what they're fucking talking about. Think about the jet guitar players who play like 7-string or fucking 8-string guitars. Those are as low as bass frequencies. If they can play through a guitar amp, a bass can go through a guitar amp easily. All right.
Yeah, why not?
I was just about to say, who are you fighting with right now? Everybody gets it. We're on your side.
Anyway,
So do you do like the processing any differently? Do some pedals go to the guitar amp and some pedals go to the bass amp?
100%. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Right.
Totally. So like,
but you could effectively just plug your fucking bass right into a guitar amp.
yeah. So okay. Last Pooza Fest, the bass part of my signal broke, and all I had was the guitar signal, and we got through the show, and it was okay. So
When you were like saying, have you ever blown any amps? That's what I was thinking about. Is like sometimes like we have one guy with 4 strings who's dealing with like potential problems, gear problems for 3 different amps or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so
I respect that though, Mark, because I know that like I got 9 fucking amps in my basement.
Oh, sick.
And my head does the wiring for it. Like when I'm lying down to bed and I'm like, okay, so that signal chain is that this is going to that. And you know, like mentally wiring everything and like, oh, why didn't this work today? Oh, that must have been this, or this could have blown, or that battery could be dead, or you know, fuck.
Yeah.
There's 100 things running through that signal chain at that point.
And he's got like, you know, if you've seen us live, like he was saying he has 2 pedal boards, and you know, there's maybe what, like 20 to 30 pedals that you're at any given time, like kind of
Yeah.
having different signal.
I think the only time I've seen you guys,
whatever.
Shane's seen you guys probably 6 or 7 times, but I caught you guys at Rotilicious with
Oh yeah.
Black Cat Attack.
Black Cat Attack.
Yeah.
I think it was 2 Decembers ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
When everyone got
Everybody
COVID.
got COVID, man.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
got
I did
COVID
not
that
get
show.
COVID that day.
You
No,
didn't?
me
No, we
neither.
all did.
No. But I'm kind of tall, so I'm like above it all. Everybody's sort of sneezing and coughing down here. I'm like that.
Yeah, you got that clean air privilege.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the roti, the fucking roof is like this. I have a picture next to Dave, and Dave's like that to me. I thought Dave was pretty tall, but apparently not.
Like Dave Browntown? Like Dave Bosch? Yeah.
No, his fame
He's
is
very
tall.
average height, but yeah, his fame is huge.
His
Yeah.
fame is-
Yeah, I got some good shots of you guys that night. Some videos and shit.
I
too.
remember that. Yeah.
Tracy was rolling all over the ground that day. It's awesome.
That's classic.
That's how you got COVID.
That's probably how I got COVID. Yeah. You're up here and I'm in the COVID on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our first time ever playing there. And I know that like it's kind of like a spot for that, scene, like to go and play roadie or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it was cool to be able to play that. And like it felt like it was such good vibes. I remember that night being, despite not being,
You know what? I think
it's good vibes.
I think I figured it out sort of why. I mean, well, Black Cat Attack coming back after, well, I mean, and fuck, COVID shut everything down.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was one of the, oh, can we do it kind of shows. And like to that, it was like, everything was up.
Yeah.
It hasn't really gone back down, but like that was one of the first kind of, okay, everybody, you can take your masks off kind of day. And then everybody got COVID.
And it was like, and
it was
that kind of room though, like it was like that kind of show where you're like all packed in there, and it's like it's like a house party. It felt like a house party.
No ventilation.
no.
It was so much fun. Like, and everybody was so nice. It was just like good vibes, and like everybody was like.
I know you guys have played with Anti-Queens a lot, but it was probably like, I mean, that was basic. That's their home turf, right?
Yeah.
Like Anti-Queen. Well, I mean, Val lives down the street from there, or at least her mom does. I used to be in Princess Riot with Val.
Oh no way! Cool. Was that
that
was one of her first bands, right?
Yeah, that was like 2005, 6.
Right.
Weird.
Yeah. Cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I was a drummer for I don't know, probably 6-10 months with them. We did a Warped Tour together.
The whole tour?
No, it was like one date.
Oh, like you got like a side stage like that.
Yeah. It was the Shira Girl stage.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because there was three women and myself. And I think they just replaced the female drummer with me temporarily. And then got another female drummer after I filled in for a while.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, me and Val go way back.
Yeah, she's a good friend of ours. We've known her for the entire time we've been a band, pretty much.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? Michael, her beau, he did one of my brother's band's videos in Guelph.
Who would that be?
Taking Balfour.
Okay, is that a metal band?
Yeah, kind of more of a metal-ish vibe to them, I guess.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, my brother's the drummer for that band. I'm not really actually a drummer. I'm more of a guitar player.
Well, it sounds like you've done your 9 amps. And
yeah. Yeah. Well, I was. It was like one of those stepbrother situations, right? Like my little brother had drums. He's like, "Don't touch my fucking drums," and I rub my balls all over him. But I played guitar since I was, I don't know, 11 in conservatory lessons or whatever. And then when I moved to Durham, I met Val and those guys and played with them for a while. And then I moved out to Vancouver, where you guys are probably headed soon. And I came back in 2011 went back to school, settled down, got married. Rockstar life wasn't really working out for me, so just started a family, and now I've been married for fucking 10 years.
Hey,
But I
congrats.
still do the band thing. We've been I'm in Flamethrower now.
Okay.
We don't do that much live right now. But we've been together since 2014.
Oh, nice.
Put out an album in 2017, and now we're working on a second one.
Nice.
Nice.
And sorry, where are you like out of? Like, where are you all like kind of located?
Whitby and Oshawa.
In Whitby and
Okay.
Oshawa.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. We've met a whole bunch of great people from that area, yourself included. So yeah, it's a hot spot for good
You
people.
guys are in Peterborough, yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
Are you
That's
guys friends
Mikey's
with the
from
guys
here.
from Threads of Society or any of those guys?
I'm sorry?
Do you know the guys from Threads of Society? They do our merch or whatever.
Yeah, that's where I got my shirt.
100%.
And that
Is
and
it-
that banner behind you.
I mean,
yeah.
but I mean, they did.
Yeah. Chase has done a bunch of our merch for us. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We know him.
Where do you guys get your records done?
Well, that's a Stomp Records thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in the past, we've just been really lucky. So our last album, Hollow, that was out on a really, really small label called Uncle D Records.
Yeah.
And so
D?
Uncle D,
Uncle D, yeah.
as in Uncle Darren. His name is Darren.
Shane's
And-
brother is Uncle D.
Oh shit.
Not that same Uncle D.
Yeah,
Different Uncle D.
that's why I know of what they're
Yeah.
talking about.
So we've been fortunate that we've never actually, except for our first album, which only came out on CD, we've never had to pay for the production of any of our albums. So to
Amazing.
answer your question, we don't know where they come from. It's magic.
We just record them and then all of a sudden we get vinyl delivered to our
Yeah,
house.
yeah,
Figure that out.
Yeah, cool.
And it'll
Through
only
the
get better.
ether.
It's magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, not sure where they come from. But the one that we just put out comes in two versions. There's like a cool pink one, like it's like a bubblegum. It's actually called Peterborough Pink. It's like just like a bubblegum pink
Oh,
kind
cool.
of thing. And then the other one's in like a translucent black. So it's fun that we got like the two versions of
You
it.
know, I see them here. I got them. Hang on. I guess your podcast isn't video, so no one's
No,
gonna give a shit.
Nobody cares. This is
But
I think sick.
that's the gray one.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Is it gray or black?
it's
I
like
guess kind of-
translucent black. It's called like black ice or something.
And the pink one,
That's wild.
I don't have the pink one with me right now, but it looks very pink. So there you go.
So what's with the name Cross Dog? Where'd it come from and why is it Cross Dog?
You can answer this one.
Sure. So my a good friend of mine named Dave, he had a dog, a golden retriever / lab, golden lab, named Murphy. Awesome
boy.
dog, really good boy, really great dog. However, he had a bit of a history. And he was involved with some not so good people who didn't treat him well. And he had a kind of a tick, I guess you would say, where when you went to pet him, he would growl. Even if he was happy, he would be growling when you went to pet him.
It's
And
just a little cross.
I asked my friend, I said, what's going on with your dog, dude? Like, how come he growls? He goes, oh, he's cross. I go, whoa, man. Like, I haven't heard the word cross used for like angry or whatever for in a really long time, like probably since elementary school.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I was
This
like,
is like an angry dog.
You suggested it to me though when we were jamming. You're like, what do you think of Cross Dog? And for me, it was like anything to do with a dog I was pretty happy with. I just love dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and it's a golden retriever. Great.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not a super brilliant
No.
story or anything, but I just thought when he said the dog was
No,
cross,
you know what?
shit, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Names come up randomly.
Yeah.
You know, it's a story.
Good handle.
Yeah.
It's as
Yeah.
good as any other.
I mean, I looked online to see if it was taken and it wasn't, so that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
So I have a question then.
Yeah.
Is it in all caps or not?
That part doesn't matter.
I don't even know the answer to that.
That part doesn't matter. The only part that we really care about is putting a fucking space. Actually, no, there's two things we care about.
Yeah.
That was my second question.
There's a goddamn space between the word cross and dog because one word cross dog doesn't make any sense. So there's a fucking space there, please and thank you. And secondly, yes, we are three people, but the band name isn't plural. It isn't Cross Dogs.
No.
For the love of fucking Pete, please stop calling us Cross Dogs. Everyone out there.
I haven't heard Cross Dogs.
I haven't heard
yet.
anybody say that.
no.
Honestly, it's
It is
true.
all
We
the
get
time.
though both of those things happen fairly often.
Yeah. It's either one word, it's either one word.
I don't know.
It's either Cross Dog, or Cross Dogs. And our name is Cross Dog. For
I think
11 fucking years.
Yeah, I mean,
DAWG.
Yeah.
That's the thing that drives me nuts. It's always
Yeah.
DOG. It's
Yeah.
DAWG. Amen.
when I tell you people are fucking stupid, in the American national parks, they have to redesign all of the garbage cans every couple of years because there's considerable overlap between the dumbest human and the smartest bear.
That's pretty good.
Damn.
So when people get your name wrong,
That doesn't surprise me, but I've also never considered that. And yeah, there is.
they're probably the type of people who use the wrong bear when they're arguing with people online.
Yeah.
All this talk about our name has got me all riled up. I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
The wrong
He does get
bear or
really
the
riled
wrong
up about
two.
that though. It's true. He's always like, what? Why don't people like? I don't know, but people don't think
Yeah.
about it hard, so it's fine.
Just sign your albums Cross Dogs.
Cross dogs. That one, even like good friends of ours, like will call us cross dogs. I think Val is always
With a
called
Z.
cross dog or like something,
Really?
or maybe she says I don't know, or she writes it all in one. She does one of the two cardinal sins, like one of the.
I actually thought it was with no space. I don't know why.
Yeah, I think it's Instagram. It's just Instagram. Like it's literally we live in a world where we're so used to engaging with like bands or humans like through Instagram. So like I really think that's what it is because like my handle is my handle.
Yeah.
I think it's sort of the way it's said, right? Because you guys say cross dog, right?
Cross
It's like a
I don't
compound
know.
word rather than you don't say it's a cross dog. You don't
Yeah,
say you don't have
literally.
like the
Yeah.
difference of inflection between cross and dog when you say you're the name of your band. That's sort of
Totally.
where I kind of got it from, but
And we think about it, or we've talked about this before, and it's like it's not that common to say cross dog, like to call a dog cross or like anything cross. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I was peeing when he said all of this already. So anyway, I'm gonna go fuck myself. Anyway, yeah. But it's weird because it is one of those things that like comes up a lot. Like, wait, what is it? You're not the first people to ask.
I'm sure it's truthfully not that important. Yeah.
Only tomorrow.
within the sort of in the context of your music because
Literally.
it has nothing to do with dogs.
Literally that.
Maybe we should do that. The next album.
It's gonna be a concept album.
Concept album of dogs.
About dogs.
Strictly dogs. All right. Welcome back, Mark.
Thanks. I heard what you guys were talking about in the bathroom. Bad ideas, guys. Bad ideas.
Shane, have you got any more questions
No,
for our beautiful guests?
I don't. I was just gonna say thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's nice to
Thanks
see
for
you
having
guys.
us.
Yeah.
I mean, we could shoot the shit, but I don't think anyone wants to hear it.
Fair enough.
Enough of us.
What?
But it's been great. You guys, you guys have been so fucking awesome. Like since the day I met you guys,
Oh,
Thank you.
Are you
Thank
kidding?
you, Shane.
like friendly,
Us.
super friendly, super awesome. You guys sound great. You're sounding even better, and I know you guys are gonna go far and
Oh,
great.
thanks, man.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you for the support, Shane. Really appreciate it, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've always been so kind to us since we met, and like that's just really cool. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah,
And
no problem.
we like you both a lot. This has been fun talking. We could just shoot the shit.
Yeah, I hope
We could. We'll have to go out for drinks or catch up somewhere.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say let's
totally.
either do this in person sometime or just hang out. That'd be great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So have you guys got any shows lined up coming in the coming weeks, or just that tour?
August.
Or
I think the next you're gonna see us, we have like I think pretty much every weekend in August or most weekends in August we have something going. I think we're gonna be going to where? London, Niagara,
Barry.
Barrie,
Mhm.
Ottawa, Montreal, and maybe a few
Oh,
others.
cool. Are you touring with somebody? Is there tour support? Are you the headliners? Are you
No,
the
that
secondary act?
Not for those August shows. Those are just kind of us flying out there and playing with locals. But in the fall, we'll be with a band called Family Man. And if you can check,
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, out west, right?
A band from Montreal,
Yeah.
super cool band.
I think it's kind of like a I don't think it's anybody's headlining tour. We're just kind of co-headlining, I guess. It's like just like a joint tour. Like we're just doing it together.
So
As far as
That's
I know.
respectable.
yeah, for sure.
So
Awesome. What are
look
they?
for Cross Dog.
What's
Website.
that band comprised of?
Family Man.
Yeah.
They're a 5-piece band of dudes, and I would say we haven't met them before. I mean, I can't wait to. None of us can. We're sure that we'll all be friends really quick. Hopefully.
So you obviously with whatever that last band was that you guys dropped out of tour, you've been listening to Family Man. You're supportive of their content. It's compatible with you guys.
Yeah. From what we understand, Family Man are just they're good people with good values, and they make some pretty unique and interesting music, which is cool. So
Yeah,
I think it's very progressive of you guys to understand your audience and understand yourselves, and make sure that you have that compatibility with the other bands that you're touring with, because I'm sure you've all heard horror stories from the road, and bands that didn't necessarily get along that are that left and that right or whatever.
Well, it like I mean it was brought up to us because we didn't know we didn't really know anything from their catalog, this band, but like when it was brought up to us by someone in the scene who does have a lot of information, they were like, "Oh, that's kind of weird about you guys doing this," and we were like, "Oh, we had no idea," and it was like so bonkers to us immediately because we were like, wow, you literally have this super misogynistic, super pro-life song, and we're about to release a very pro-choice song, because that's just so embedded in who we are. And it was very conflicting. It was so conflicting and so obvious that our anybody that comes to see us is not at all gonna want to support that, and why would we ever that could be so triggering for people, and it's just on a person to person basis, that is just unnecessary for us to engage,
Well, it's a good thing you guys didn't have to share a tour bus or anything.
I mean, can you imagine having breakfast together every day and just being like, what?
On Sunday they have to go to church.
I don't think you're far off with that.
So all of the things that came to light afterwards about kind of evangelical Christianity and all this, we were like,
wow. Yeah.
I wonder, they have been very kind. They were very kind in the aftermath and everything, but it's but they also really know how to it's a little bit insidious. Not that I don't know them personally, so I don't know, but that whole evangelical Christianity thing is quite insidious. You don't necessarily recognize when somebody's about to preach something to you or kind of try to brainwash you with a certain thing. That's kind of their whole bag, right? And so
I don't really think it belongs in punk.
Sorry?
I don't really think it belongs in punk.
Yeah.
It's weird, right?
It doesn't seem like that's the norm. So it is a little unusual. But okay, so in their defense, they did say that this was a song that was written when they were 15 or something like that. So it was released many, many years ago. And they said they don't play it live anymore. Regardless, it's easy to pull that stuff off of, or not easy, but it's easy to make a statement about not standing behind something. It's easy to it really is easy to get things pulled off of Spotify and stuff. It's really not that hard. There's a lot you can do if you don't stand behind something. And I don't know. I didn't see any of that. So
yeah.
No remorse.
Yeah,
literally
that's
none.
pretty much it.
I can't even, dude, we wouldn't have made it past the first show because it would have like we would have hated each other. Like it would be I wouldn't be able to stop myself from having a conversation with them knowing that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like
For
we were
sure.
Remember, kids, always do your homework.
turned out. Well, the label too, when we like brought it up to them, they were so supportive and like they were like, shit, like we didn't realize we needed to
they were
redo
shocked.
every lyric.
That is worth mentioning, actually. Stomp were more than supportive of us making that decision, because I mean, you know, this it's a loss for them as well, right? You know, a band on their roster doesn't get to go promote their new album, and doesn't get to, you know, make any money. And they were nothing but supportive. And
not only that, they were being paid to book that band's tour. And like they were the booking agents booking it, and they didn't realize this, obviously. And as soon as it came up, not only did Stomp say, well, we're not booking their tour then, like fuck that. And now the band does not have a Canadian tour. Like that was just it.
Wow.
And but not only them, but like the venues that when they started, they knew us, they knew that we weren't going to pull out of shows for any reason, right? Like that's just not anything we've ever done. And so we were getting messages from promoters and venues being like, what's going on here? Like, this isn't like you to cancel and pull out of a show. Especially like in advance like this, like what's going on? And so those venues were like, and promoters were like, we don't want to work with this band either.
You said it all in 2 words. It's conflicting values.
Yeah. And these venues and these promoters were immediately like, we don't want to work with them either. So it was just really nice to see the community kind of be like, oh, we don't want to, if there's values in conflict, like we're not going to do it.
Yeah, right, for sure.
I mean, it's pretty hard to say what it should be acceptable, what is acceptable, and what's not acceptable, especially when punk as you know, our genre is very fucking diverse. But I mean, I don't know, like maybe I'm tunnel visioned, and but I've seen it, you know, in a very narrow light. I just don't think it really belongs, you know.
Well,
right.
If I can say, like, I just think that like the important thing is that we don't have to, it doesn't mean like it's not like a, you know, a freedom of speech or a censorship thing. It's just like we don't have to support things that we don't align with. That's just like
you don't necessarily want to be associated with that.
Well, and every individual human being can say like I don't want to support that. So like for venues to be like, now that I know this information, I don't want to like have this band play here. That's their fucking right. And like for a booking agent to be like, I don't want to work with you, like that's their right too. It doesn't mean like, you know, they're against freedom of speech, or it's just like, I just don't want to support you. Like, I don't want to give you my money. I don't want to give you my energy. I don't want to give you my time, whatever that might be. Right. And so I think that that's really what's
and you're probably drawing your fans out with their fans, and
exactly.
You're mixing the two, and
exactly.
You're just inviting parking lot fights at that point.
It's just unnecessary.
I think it's important to really recognize that we have such good people in our corner, because we are a new band on Stomp Records, and you know, these venues that were hosting the shows will end up losing money by not having an event that night, you know, especially if they can't schedule something to replace it. And all these people in our corner were completely willing to just lose money because of how we felt about the tour and because of their own values. And I just think that is so wonderful. We all think that is just so wonderful.
Awesome.
And we are very grateful for that.
Yeah, you should be.
And the people that we work with. It's just it's been wonderful.
Yeah, you should be.
And it's just heartening in general. What does that say about the scene, you know, to have promoters say, I don't care about like my reputation, I don't care, or venues to be like, I don't care, like we're gonna cancel this show because we just don't really want to support your band because we don't agree with like the misogyny in some or whatever in something that you've written. And again,
how many promoters or how many bookers do you know that actually go and listen to the content of all 4 bands that they're playing that night, 5 nights a week?
Yeah,
it's impossible.
There's no way that happens.
No.
Right. So they did the right thing when you brought it to their attention. Obviously, sorry for interrupting you, Tracy.
No, you're good.
But I mean, I just think, you know, like, how many shows have you been to where the promoter doesn't even fucking show up? And
you know, like who's playing? Like it's just like
it honestly,
like I think that one of the things like on my deathbed that I'll be like, when I think back to like our little band and like whatever, you know, little impact we may have had on others or just on our own life and what it was like being in this band. One of the things that I'll remember is like, and be proud of is like the fact that the people that wanted anything to do with us were people who have values that I respect. And like, that feels really good because I feel like that reflects something about myself. Like, somehow something that in the way that we show up and the way that I show up and like myself as a part of this band shows up in the world impacts and draws in other like-minded people who have good values, in my opinion, and that makes me feel really good.
Oh, it should.
There's certainly
Sorry.
there's certainly something to be said for that. Go ahead, Shane.
Yeah, no,
Sorry.
especially, I mean, especially when you're singing about your feelings about your values and stuff like that. And then you go ahead and then kind of devalue them by playing with someone that you just kind of you know disagreed with.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, 100%. And like we when we signed with Stomp, we didn't know that much about Stomp necessarily. Like we were familiar with their back catalog, we're familiar with a lot of the bands on their roster. But you know, Stomp to their credit, have been putting out fucking awesome albums for many years, 28 years, I think, right? 20, I'm pretty sure. Anyways,
yeah.
But having said that, I don't know that any of their roster has ever been vocally political or outspoken in that regard.
Or at least not to the extent that we are.
Right, yeah.
Because that's just how we've always been.
Yeah. So really, this whole situation just reassured us that we made the right choice by signing with them. And it's just been such a pleasure. And yeah, shout out to Stomp for sure.
Really,
I don't know how old you guys are necessarily, but I mean, I figure we're probably all very close to the same age range.
Yeah.
But do you find that you're just not getting into those types of conversations with people on the other spectrum anymore because you surround yourself with the people who do have like mind to you?
it depends on the context.
Yeah.
Whether it's like online or in person, like online and honestly in person sometimes I think that there's like it really depends on the situation, but like a lot of the time you can sense when somebody is not interested in actually opening themselves up to what we would call like an in good faith conversation where they actually want to like learn. Or like, be open or like whatever, and I don't have time for that. Except for in very explicit situations where, for example, I am the person who has the most privilege in a situation where there's the least risk of harm to myself versus say if I'm like at an action or like just in a situation where like there's a vulnerable person, maybe like a person of color or trans person, somebody who has less privilege than me in society, I am probably going to be more likely to stand up in their defense to lessen the risk of harm to them than me. So like it really depends on the situation.
To your point though, Johnny, I think what online definitely don't have time for that.
Yeah.
No, I ignore a lot of that
No
shit
space
too.
for like proper discourse.
I just fucking roll
no
my
nuance.
eyes and start scrolling in another direction.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time.
But that in itself though, Mark, is confirmation bias.
Sure. Yeah.
I hate to say it, but
no,
I'm looking at things that are making me comfortable.
But I mean, you also have to break, like if you break it down, you got to look after your mental health. Like
absolutely,
discourse and discussion is important, but it's also important not to drive yourself fucking crazy by being on the internet, many hours a day because you feel the need to be like arguing with strangers.
Yeah.
So
and I think it does depend on
people just have nothing better to do too,
well, it's like, and it depends on like that's the thing. It's like if it's in good faith, if you're able to have a productive conversation where there's nuance and like an actual like open discourse in like, again, like with the intention of like actually like connecting and understanding each other, I think that that's one thing. But I don't think the internet is really the venue for that, and or at least it can be, but that's not really what it's used for the most part. It's like this little like soundbite of somebody being like, this is my thought and I'm spewing it into the ether and I have to wait for somebody to argue back to me. Like, it's just like, it's not a conversation. It's so different. Like, we all know what it's like to have a real productive conversation with somebody that you have different opinions from in reality and online. And they're completely different experiences.
Even though we're far away from each other right now, it's a little bit more tactile than that type of conversation that you're talking about. A transactional back and forth conversation that's more of a forum style. You know, it's
completely
a tough format because, I mean, we're all of us are sitting and talking, and you know, there's an immediate discussion, reaction, and you know, we're speaking our minds.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting a little philosophical here, but we're talking about, you know, our beliefs, or at least how we feel that other people should transact, or at least holding ourselves accountable for how we transact.
Yep.
And yeah, I can respect the understanding of privilege, Tracy. I'm from a mixed family myself. You know, I've been in all worlds, and I can understand that. But you know, we're transitioning out of a generation and of a realm that there were a lot of you know, religious people. You know, that I went to Catholic school. I rebelled against that. I got out, and you know, I don't fucking go to church anymore. But you know, and I play fucking punk rock music, and I associate myself with people who do the same. But the people who are black sheep from their families forge a new path, and that's how progress begins. Not to toot my own horn or anything like that,
We're
but that's
all
sort
black
of like...
sheep in our families. So you saying that, it's like we're all kind of. You don't really need to be a black sheep, but you are a little different from like your family because, well, you're way younger.
It was an accident. His family didn't even want him.
They didn't want him. We had to live with that knowledge.
Yeah, there was a planned child, second of 5.
Oh, now they got a grandson.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway,
well, so remember how we were talking about how we could just like shoot the shit? This is like, this is
like 45 minutes past where we were gonna end the conversation. I like
we should get together and hang out and chat sometime because like
for sure. So when are you guys in Durham region next?
Sometime this summer, maybe, or maybe September. If not at the end of August, September.
Yeah. Trying to think of the last time we played Durham region.
Shane was at that show. You guys played the Biltmore with
the Biltmore not that long ago.
Mothers. Is that what it was?
Was it with the
Single Mothers?
Yeah.
No, we didn't play with Single Mothers.
So we played with the Anti-Queens most recently at the Biltmore, I think.
Yeah, Biltmore. Most recent show at the Biltmore was with the
right.
No, it wasn't the release. Never mind. It was just a show. Yeah, but Shane, I remember seeing you there actually.
Yeah.
I think
that's
was
right.
a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
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 I did not make it.
Yeah, that's okay. You have this fall, and if you don't make it this fall, then you're dead to us.
I'll be there. All right,
Shane's gonna be my DD soon.
There you go.
I can still get high.
My guy.
For sure.
All right, cool. I think this is a pretty good natural ending point. Shane,
yeah, absolutely.
Any more words?
No, this has been fantastic. It's been awesome chatting with you guys.
Likewise,
yeah, for sure.
Thanks so much for having us again. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
We're expecting a text about coming out to the trailer, so just like let us know when.
You guys are only like 45 minutes away from me right now, so come on up.
Perfect.
That's
on the way.
Yeah.
It's a long
who's sober? Who can drive right now? Let's have a fire.
Awesome. Well, do you guys mind if I throw in Enemy while we head out?
No, that sounds great, man. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. And then we'll finish with our outro, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, guys.
All right. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
Yeah.
chance